Will these post-wall women realize why they're single? I mean, there are a bunch of reasons, but let's keep it simple. If they swipe left 95% of the time because they think that most men are not good enough, no wonder why they feel lonely. Plus, if you think about it, some of these chicks go through life with so-called high standards, yet they sleep with men on the first or second date. These girls feel sorry for themselves because Chad has utilized them for intimacy, but instead of holding themselves accountable, they blame him for being so toxic and manipulative and telling them he loved them while he just wanted to spread his seed. Nothing new under the sun though. After many one-night stands and encounters with not good enough men, the wall comes through and all the baggage is noticeable. Right there, they look for help, a family, instead of a skilled man in the bedroom.
Yeah, because geriatric pregnancy starts at 35, so your options start to run out. They don't recommend having a kid over, 37, 38?
From the studies I've read, it's between around 16, 17 to around early 30s is when they say is a woman's peak fertility window.
Yeah.
In today's video, guys, you'll know a lot more about post-wall women, what they voluntarily choose to go through, and why they're far from being wife material. Stick around because I'm sure you're going to love this one. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to General Render. He said, "I had an older coworker trying to shame me for not dating. I told him that I didn't have the money to date. He bragged that he, at 20, was already a father, divorced, and paying child support, and that I had no excuse to not date because of money. I didn't continue arguing because you can't convince someone who's that deep in the matrix. And you're absolutely right. The guy is completely unaware. I don't know how that's possible. Please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual, guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. And now, back to the video. What Pearl said in the last clip is very telling. To be more specific, it's great how she expressed the simple idea that misery loves company. That's why post-wall women tell young girls to enjoy themselves during their prime, aka sleeping around and getting lit. That way, the current post-wall women will not be alone since many younger chicks will enjoy the club. Such an irony. They hit the club and finally end up joining another club where health and good habits are not promoted at all, and rather they're encouraged to hit the club once again in hopes of landing a Prince Charming. Anyway, you get the idea. The funny thing about post-wall women is that they brag about the life experience they've got, but they're often referring to dates and dirty stuff in the bedroom, which most high-value men are not thinking about. High-value men have no time for women with baggage or women who will bring problems or insecurities to the table. The more partners a girl had in her past, the more likely she will be insecure or afraid of you going your own way. If you're in your 20s or 30s, have your stuff together, and attract women in their 30s looking for a husband, no one can blame you for playing it safe and not accepting that chick. The harsh reality is that women tend to age like milk, while men age like fine wine. So a woman in her 30s, especially if she hasn't taken good care of herself but had lots of sexual encounters, will have noticeable signs on her face and even attitude. All is fun and I don't need no men until they want to have babies so badly.
I'm sitting here with just this horrible realization. I've been divorced for 3 years, and in that 3 years, I have spent most of my days figuring out how I can become physically, mentally, financially, spiritually healthy enough to be able to afford and take care of a child. And not only have I taken that time, but I've done the math, and it does not work out. I am not young enough, or fertile enough, or financially stable enough to even do another round of IVF, and at 36, like, I'm sorry, like, you're gonna say, like, you have time, like, I don't.
At least she's honest, so that's good to hear. The problem is that modern women, especially when they're in their prime, think they've got all the time in the world to hit the club, bang men, and finally land a Prince Charming who will accept them for who they are, regardless of their past. You know, a simp probably will marry a post-wall woman who looks for help rather than a balanced relationship. However, smart men are not willing to accept that. To make my point even clearer, here's how young women get treated.
Have you been on a boat before?
On a boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have. Did you have to pay?
No.
How'd you get on? You were invited, right?
I wonder why.
Promoter.
Yeah, you knew a promoter, you got invited, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about the men that were on that boat? What do you think about? You realize they had to pay. They had to get the captain out there. They had to pay for the fuel or whatever it may be. They had to pay for the alcohol. Whereas you just
Or-
existed and got invited.
They have to bring the girls.
Yep.
Oh, and then
value.
also, you mentioned earlier that you're trying to get your money right and everything else like that. That's fantastic, but they didn't give a fuck about your money, did they?
Yeah, but that's also like, you know, I'm using that to my advantage. Like, I'm focusing on what I can and I'm going out for free.
You're missing the point. The point is your financial status, your socioeconomic status, etc., didn't mean anything. You were allowed to hang out with males of a higher socioeconomic status and more income than you based off of nothing besides your looks and your age.
Bam.
That's what I'm trying to say. So by default, men must bring more value.
W.
You just exist, get invited on the boat. They had to buy the boat, hire the captain, get the alcohol, create the atmosphere for you to sit there for free.
Everything looks good when a chick is young and gets lots of attention, even if she's average looking. But then, when they stop putting that kind of attention, here's what happens.
That's a good point.
I'll
pay $500
add to that. I think it was 50. I think women don't mature until they stop getting sexual attention. More of a controversial take.
What did you just say?
Say that again, bro. I meant.
I said women don't mature until they stop getting sexual attention from the opposite gender.
Why do you believe
More
that?
men don't mature.
Despite all the hardcore evidence that women will lose their desirability sooner or later, they prefer being idealistic and think that men will always chase them. In reality, though, that's nothing but a fantasy. If a man said that he's entitled to VIP treatment and getting invited onto a yacht without making the required effort, he'd be called stupid. There are no excuses in that case. However, a woman who says that she deserves the best men out there, even though she's got lots of red flags such as baggage, trauma, and even kids from 2 different fathers, it's all good. Plus, if you reject a woman of this caliber, you'll easily be called insecure for not being able to handle her. As you guys already know, especially if you've been watching my content for a while, having standards is fantastic. As a man, it's your duty to say no to a chick if you've got more important stuff to deal with. If she wants you around but you gotta hit the gym, it's your duty to say no and get out. If she can't understand that you're a man with ambition, that's her problem. And it goes without saying that if a woman you're getting to know happens to have multiple red flags such as a high body count, no one should blame you for having a preference. Note the word preference, but yeah, men are not allowed to have such a thing. But jokes aside, after a decade or more of getting lit and sleeping with a bunch of dudes who happen to all to be assholes, yeah, a likely story, these women feel entitled to top-tier men who will put out their sperm. No, sorry, and if she doesn't want to fulfill her duties such as being faithful, supportive, and cooperative, she's not a good catch.
They want children, they want a husband, they want a boyfriend, but she doesn't really want to be a wife, a mom, or a dutiful girlfriend. She wants to have you there so that she can go ahead and say, look at what I got. We live in a world nowadays, guys, where women don't take pride in being good women. They want to go ahead and get the benefits of being a good woman without actually being a good woman. They want the status. They don't want to do what it takes to maintain and actually really acquire said status. Girls don't want to be wives and mothers, guys. They want to be able to say, I have a husband and kids. The reason why is because women prioritize emotions and most importantly, their image and being happy over duty and family. Men are taught, do the right thing. Women are taught, do the right thing for you. And most of the time, if that right thing for you isn't making you happy, women are incentivized and taught and have an entire economy and structure designed to kick you to the curb and go find someone else. Now,
all in all, the entitlement of modern women, especially the post-wall ones, is insufferable. Men are told to do the right thing, and so they do. Otherwise, it's just their fault if they get no money, no women, and no status. However, modern women are free to do whatever they want, and still, some simp will marry them or put them on a pedestal. Before I go, and if you're still wondering why modern women are single, take a look.
I just don't understand why I'm still single.
At the end of the day, it's all the men's fault anyway. Let these chicks enjoy their echo chambers and most importantly, their solitude. Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Why do these post-wall women think they deserve the best men? Will they ever recognize they made mistakes? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.